Some people don't just dislike having guests. They actively dread it. The idea of someone sitting on their couch, touching their things, or simply existing in their space makes them feel tense and irritated. And no, this isn't because they're rude, broken, or antisocial. In fact, psychology tells us something very different. The people who hate having guests often have minds that are highly sensitive, deeply independent, and intensely aware of their personal boundaries. For them, home isn't just a place to sleep. It's a psychological safe zone. It's where they decompress, drop their social mask, and regain control over their thoughts and emotions. When guests arrive, that safety is disrupted. Even if the guest is kind, familiar, or well-intentioned, their presence changes the emotional temperature of the space. Suddenly, the person has to monitor their behavior, adjust their energy, and stay mentally alert. That constant low-level awareness is exhausting. Many people who hate having guests are extremely self. They rely on routine and predictability to feel calm. Guests bring uncertainty. They talk louder than expected, stay longer than planned, and move through the space differently. This unpredictability creates stress, not because the person lacks social skills, but because their nervous system values control and order. Another major factor is mental overstimulation. These individuals often process information deeply. Background noise, small talk, and social expectations pile up quickly. While others might feel energized by company, they feel drained. Their brain doesn't get a break, even when the conversation seems casual. Hosting guests turns into a performance. Performing for long periods leads to burnout. There's also a strong connection to autonomy. People who dislike guests often have a powerful need for independence. They want to choose when to interact, when to be silent, and when to be fully themselves. Guests, by nature, limit that freedom. You can't fully relax. You can't fully disconnect. You're always slightly on, and for some minds, that's deeply uncomfortable. Interestingly, many of these people are not socially anxious. They may be confident, articulate, and even charismatic in public. But public spaces have an exit. Home does not. When someone enters their personal space, the lack of escape triggers discomfort. They can't simply walk away or reset, which makes the experience feel mentally trapping. Some also associate guests with emotional labor. They feel responsible for the other person's comfort, mood, and experience. Even unspoken expectations like offering drinks, making conversation, or staying attentive create pressure. Over time, this pressure turns into resentment, not toward the guest, but toward the situation itself. Another psychological layer is identity protection. At home, people express their true selves. Their habits, routines, and imperfections exist freely. Guests feel like observers, and being observed, even subtly, can trigger self-consciousness. For people who value authenticity, it can feel invasive. What's important to understand is that hating guests doesn't mean hating people. These individuals often enjoy deep one-on-one conversations, meaningful relationships, and strong emotional bonds. They just prefer connection on their own terms, in environments where they feel psychologically safe. Society often labels these people as cold or unfriendly, but that label misses the truth. Their discomfort comes from overstimulation, boundary awareness, and a strong need for inner balance. Once they're understood, their behavior makes complete sense. If you recognize yourself in this, there's nothing wrong with you. And if you know someone like this, understanding their psychology can change the way you see them. Respecting personal space isn't rejection. Sometimes, it's self-preservation. If you enjoy exploring the hidden psychology behind everyday behaviors and want more content like this, make sure to subscribe to PsychoX on this channel. We break down human behavior in a way that's honest, deep, and eye-opening. Subscribe now and start seeing the mind differently.